Okay guys, time to do electrical. So one of the first things you're going to want to do with electrical is just make sure that all your switches and outlets work. So turn on your switches and off your switches back and forth. Make sure they function as they're intended. When it comes to light fixtures and switches, you're often going to find remotes. So you do want to test the lights with your remote. And as you can see, I'm pushing buttons on this one and nothing is happening. So the remote for this room is not working. We're going to go ahead and write that up. We tested the light switches. Now you're going to need to have an outlet tester, and it's going to need to be one that does GFCI outlets as well. This is not GFCI, but you're going to need one. And you want to put that outlet tester in every single outlet and verify that it's grounded and verify that everything is working properly with that outlet. And I'm going to give you a little tip. If you have a two outlet, like a two gang outlet like this one, if one of them isn't working, find a nearby switch and flip those switches up and down with your tester in it. Oftentimes what you'll have is you'll have one side of one outlet controlled by a switch so you can turn lamps on. And you want to take your GFCI tester. We're not going to walk all the way in there, but you're going to want to take it to the kitchen and the bathrooms and anywhere else, such as a laundry room. Anywhere that there is a source of water within 6 feet needs to be GFCI. Or you're going to see an outlet that doesn't appear to be GFCI, but it's going to have a data plate on it that says it's GFCI. Make sure you plug that in and hit that GFCI test button. Again, this is within 6 feet of any source of water in the house need to be GFCI, and they need to test good for GFCI. Now, while you're at it with the remotes and the switches and you're looking at the lights, you're also going to want to make sure that all the bulbs are on. This is when you're going to document how many bad bulbs you have, as well as what type of bulbs are bad, so you can make a nice long laundry list so whoever comes to work on the property can take care of that. Now, also included under electrical is going to be our smoke detectors. You have hardwired smoke detectors and you have plug-in smoke detectors. I'm not going to climb all the way up the ladder for this video for the sake of time. However, you're going to want to go up there and push the button and test it. You're also going to want to pull it down, and you're not going to find an expiration date on the back of one of these. What you're going to find instead of an expiration date is the date it was manufactured. Most of them are about 10 years or 11 years that they consider them to be expired, but they're not usually going to say. So you're going to need to look up your style of smoke detector and find out if it's a 7-year, a 10-year, or an 11-year. And then you can go ahead and document whether it's got the batteries, look at everything, make sure it's in good shape, make sure your mounting plate is tight, and pop it back on there. And then finally, you're also looking under electrical, you're looking at your cable outlets and your phone jacks. There's a phone jack on the other side over there, and you're just going to look at those and make sure that they're solid. You're not testing them to see if you're getting cable television. You're not testing them to see that you're actually getting a dial tone on your phone, but you want to make sure if they're there that everything is just solidly mounted. And then other than that, that's basically all the electrical that's going on in the house. You just want to make sure that whether it's a light fixture, whether it's a smoke detector, a wall switch, an outlet, cable jack, phone jack, you just want to make sure that anything in the house that is electrical, that receives electricity, is working.